Love that.
Is that like a new thing that Zoom is starting to do now?
Yeah, it's like a consent thing so that all
I
people on the video are, yeah.
makes sense.
Okay. So fun fact, never shared my screen before. There it is. Okay. All right. Can you guys see everything?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, so give me one quick sec. We are just gonna jump right in. Kristen and Mo and I are the three hosting this call, so you can kind of see our pictures there when we got started, things like that. And the three of us are just kind of in a similar place in our business, and it's so much fun to hustle alongside people that have similar goals. It's fun to work as a big team as well, but we also find a lot of benefit in kind of what's the word I'm looking for, like zoning in, I guess, a little bit too. So what do we do as a coach, right? So that's kind of one of the number one things that people ask. They're like, well, what do you do every day? Like, what does it mean that you coach? And the biggest thing that I would say we do is we just work on our own health and fitness and overall, person. But we work on our own health and fitness, and then we share that. So you do have to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to kind of share the ups and downs of everything, to whatever you're comfortable sharing, obviously, but people will relate to you more if you are sharing along the way. And as we share, we are able to build relationships with people. We connect in different ways, whether it's through, the foods that we like, the way that we cook, the way that we, the clothes that we wear, how many kids we have, what kind of animals we have, and things like that. So you're building relationships, you're talking to people, and then most of the time, naturally, as you're building those relationships, you'll start talking about health and fitness goals or just goals in general. But I have found that a lot of times when people have goals in other areas of life, it's all related back to health and fitness some way, or just maybe building discipline in that area helps them build discipline in health and fitness. And then we run monthly accountability groups. So what that looks like for, I think Mo and I are both on Facebook. Kristen uses BOD groups, which is through the Beachbody website. And so you have options there. I have enjoyed Facebook, but I also have never used BOD groups. So Kristen might be able to speak to that a little more than we can. I think Mo tried it out too, but it kind of launched right when she got started. So it was kind of a lot of kinks to work out, which I know Kristen can speak to that. But we run accountability groups. So basically, it's a place for all of these women or men that have signed up under us that are working with us to come and get encouragement every day. As a coach, I like to post every single day in my group, whether it's just like a kick in the butt or, a reminder to show grace to yourself if you have an off day. Maybe it's a random challenge like adding burpees onto the end of your workout or whatever that looks like. But I like to check in every single day, first thing in the morning, as a reminder so that people will see that notification like, oh yeah, I need to work out today because I have to check in. And then I do also check in. So I will post about my own workout later in the day, but that first post is just about some form of encouragement or motivation. We are there for our clients. We provide the guidance and support that we would want. And honestly, providing it for them sometimes answers questions for me. So if someone asks me a question that I don't know the answer to, it gives me an opportunity to do a little bit of research, figure out, like I haven't done that program before. Let me help you figure out what it's about or something like that. But just being there to answer questions and help them, or maybe someone struggles to drink water and you can help them game plan to figure out the best way to get their water in, or maybe they're going to be on vacation and they don't know what workouts they should do while they travel because they can't bring equipment with them or something along those lines. As a coach, you are their number one supporter and cheerleader. I like to say that I'm a professional cheerleader, which I am not a cheerleader by any stretch, but that's just kind of my joke is, anyway, I think a lot of us use it because that's kind of what we are. Like, we are just there to cheer you on. But you don't need to be trained as a personal trainer or a nutritionist or anything like that because Beachbody provides all of those resources for us. And I think Mo's going to get into that a little bit later, but you just need to be teachable. You need to be willing to work hard. Thankfully, we are part of a bigger team for Live Free Dynasty, who Julie has given us all of the resources that we could possibly need. And she will say it over and over again, you don't need to recreate the wheel if the resources are there for you. And so I would say, in addition to asking your coach or to your girls asking you any questions, Live Free's Facebook page is a great place to go to try to find answers to those questions, because more often than not, someone else has thought the same thing and has provided the answer in the group. Um, so that's kind of what we do. We build relationships, we talk to people, we hold them accountable without necessarily having to, text all of these people every single day. And it just makes it kind of streamlines everything for us to have the accountability group. So that's kind of what we do. And now we're going to go into the top questions. These are kind of the things that as coaches, we have realized, like, these are going to be the main questions that either I had, Mo had, Kristen had, or someone had. This was like their number one concern or question, or the thing that was holding them back. And so we just like to go over these to kind of answer them if you did have that fear, and just kind of to lay it all out there. So the first one is, do I need a big following? So for me, I was on Facebook and Instagram. It was like Facebook friends were people that I knew from college and high school, or, my Instagram following was very small. I want to say it was like 150 or something like that when I signed up to be a coach. And it was definitely just people that I knew personally. And it was not something that I had ever dreamed of using for a business. And so when I signed up, I remember thinking like, well, I only have 150 followers. Like, that's not gonna last very long. Like, how am I gonna find people to invite? So the beauty is that as you build connections, your following will naturally grow, but it is not required at the beginning. You don't have to feel like I know, Danielle, you didn't have a Facebook, or you had one, but you weren't on actively or something. And so this is not something that I want you to be concerned about. I don't want you to be worried that you're going to have to start from scratch, or that you're going to be behind, or anything like that, because it truly, especially in the beginning, is just about having conversations with people that you already know. I mean, you never would want to, in general, we as coaches, you never want to invite someone that you've never talked to before. Like, you don't want to have a cold invite, right? So building connections will gradually build your following or your Facebook friends. It's going to happen naturally because people are going to jive with you. They're going to relate to you on whatever it is, your recipes, your workouts, your kids, your pets, whatever that is. So as your following grows, you will have more people to invite to, but it's not, required at the beginning that you have X amount of followers or X amount of Facebook friends. So hopefully that sets your mind at ease there a little bit. And then I think Mo is going to take the next couple.
Yes. And to kind of echo Noelle with the whole following thing, I have realized more than ever, I think that coaching has given me a reason to use my social media. And I think before coaching, I was this close to deleting all things social media because I joined right at the beginning of COVID, and it was insane. I mean, obviously, I'm sure we all just saw social media and probably all hopped off for a hot minute because of that. But coaching has given me like intentionality and purpose in social media and with social media, which has helped so much with how toxic it can be. So also be encouraged by that. Like, this isn't just about like adding as many followers and getting as many followers as you can. Like, it truly is like you are meeting friends through this business and through social media. And like, that's possible. And it's really, really cool. Okay. Sorry, that was a little side note. Another question, do I need to be a trainer or fit enough? Because I think everybody just has the idea that like a coach has to like have it all together. They have to look like they're in shape. They have to look like they've been doing the programs, whatever it might be. And the answer is no, like you do not need to be that at all. Honestly, I think one of the main reasons I joined is because I watched my coach on social media for about a year before I like joined her group and joined coaching. And I watched her go through postpartum and sleep deprivation and all of that. And she worked her booty off for sure to get to where she's at even today. But it was just the other things that I was connecting with. Like, she literally just walked down into her basement, did a 30-minute workout, and then went and played with her little boy. Like, those were the types of things that I was connecting with. If she would have had like a six pack and was ripped all the time, and like I would have struggled to connect with that because that's not where I'm at and that's not where I was. And so like, coming as you are, no matter what you look like, no matter how fit or trained you are in exercise or health or anything like that, like, That's good. People want to see people that look like them, that are like them. And so you do not have to have a fit profile or, a background in training or anything like that. Like literally come as you are because you're going to relate to so much more people or so many more people than you think. And then how much time does it take when it comes to coaching? This honestly just varies. It varies on if you're already working a full-time job, a part-time job, if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're a working mom. Like it really just depends on how much time you're wanting to invest in this business based on maybe income goals or just the amount of free time that you have. I would say for me, as a stay-at-home mom that is working this business kind of like a part-time job right now, I try to dedicate at least an hour to an hour and a half a day to this business. And that is simply just getting four of the main things that we like to get done. We call them the vital behaviors. I won't dive into them now, but basically they all take about an hour to an hour and a half. And that's not like somewhere where I have to sit down and knock all of those out in an hour and a half, because who has an hour and a half of free time these days? But a lot of times I use pockets of my day, maybe like 30 minutes at nap time, or maybe 30 minutes earlier when I wake up in the morning, or 30 minutes after bedtime, like whatever it might be. For me, I try to plan out at least an hour to an hour and a half to get that done. And honestly, that's all it does take. If you have more time to invest, go for it. And if you only have an hour, use it wisely. But you can absolutely work this business with an hour a day for sure.
Yeah. So just echoing Mo, being intentional and like not scrolling and not getting sidetracked and distracted, like that. If you can do that, which we talk about that, we have trainings on how to do things like that, like time blocking, you will be equipped to be intentional with that time, and you can crush your goals, your business goals, in an hour to an hour and a half, which is so nice. We have so many moms and people who work 12-hour shifts in the hospital and all of that who are building incredible businesses, and it is totally possible. I know time was a big hesitation for me in the beginning because I was in grad school planning a wedding, all the things, and that for me was a hesitation. But moving on to the last one, this was probably my biggest hesitation, was feeling like I had to be salesy. And this is where the fear kind of came in of, what is everybody going to think of me? Like, I'm going to be that girl and I don't want to be that girl. And so when I started like Mo and like Noelle, I was watching my coach and I was showing her show up with literally so much joy every single day in not just her workouts and nutrition, but also in just her daily life. And I was so encouraged by her journey. And that's what got me to join. But she never came off as salesy to me. It was just something that she was so passionate about and something that had totally transformed her life. And that's why I joined her. And then when I joined her and I experienced that transformation myself, that's when I was kind of like, okay, like, this isn't something that you have to be salesy with. This is something that you literally just share your own personal journey. And when the Lord gives you that tug on your heart, you just kind of step out in obedience and you be faithful to what he's calling you to, even if that is super scary. But you never have to be salesy. You're literally just sharing your journey and how it has impacted you personally. It's no different from going to a restaurant and having like the best pasta ever, and you're like so excited about it. It comes out, it's warm, the service is incredible, it tastes amazing, and you snap a picture of it and you put it on Instagram and you tag the restaurant, and you're so excited and you're telling people all about it. Like, if you're in the area, this restaurant, this pasta dish is bomb, like you need to go check this out. Same thing with lipstick. Like, if you have a favorite shade and people are complimenting you, you're not worried or scared to say, oh yeah, I got that from Target, it's on aisle 4 down on the bottom, it's this shade, I love it, it's so versatile, I can wear it with anything, dress it up, dress it down. Like, you're not nervous to share that information with people because you love it, you're passionate about it. People notice that it's bringing either joy in your life or confidence in your life. So it's easy to share those things. So you never have to be salesy with your health and fitness journey. Now, you might not want to just only share your health and fitness journey and just like plaster it out there like you're this, fitness guru or whatever, because again, like, you're not necessarily going to connect with the people. You want to show up as your true self, but you want to share how this whole experience has impacted you personally and the transformation you've had. And if you've never been in one of our groups, you can still totally start and experience that for yourself and share that as you go authentically, and it will never come across as salesy. And the last thing I'll say about this before we move on is our team, especially, we're so mission minded. Like, we view this as kingdom work. Like, this is something the Lord has called us to, and that we have decided to be obedient in. And we are always here to serve other people. And the second that you make it about yourself is when it might start coming off as salesy. But if you are constantly focusing on serving other people, it will never feel like that. So you never have to be salesy.
Absolutely. Yeah. And to echo that, like if you're not being genuine, it's gonna feel salesy. So there are times that I'll, if there's someone I'm nervous to send a message to because I don't want to sound salesy or because I don't want them to take it the wrong way, I always read it to David and I'm like, hey, read this for me. Like, what do you think? And he is always honest. He's like, maybe not send that. Or like, no, I think that sounds great. Go ahead and send it. So, and that's the good thing too about this team is you could always send a message. Like I could send it to Kristen or and be like, hey, what do you guys think of this? Like, does this come across the right way? Should I change the way I word it? Things like that. The next thing, oh, where's my slideshow? There we go. Okay. One of the biggest reasons that I was excited to be a coach and have continued coaching. So I grew up playing sports. I went to a junior college and played volleyball. I came home from college and started playing rec sports. Like I have always been a part of a team. And I reached a point in my life where I was not a part of a team just for different, scheduling or whatever. And I missed that. And so when Callie presented it to me, that was one of the things that drew me in was the opportunity to be a part of a team again, to have a community where a community of like-minded women where not only are we focused on health and fitness together, but we also like exactly like Kristen said, like we also have a kingdom mindset. Like we are building each other up towards Jesus and to be more like Jesus rather than just working better to be coaches. But it's all encompassed under the same thing. Like it's all of it is part of our main goal. So for example, we have team pages, we have Live Free Dynasty, and we've got Team Title Joy if you're here with me or Mo, and then of course our personal pages as well. But the team pages are just so much fun. Like I can't tell you how many times I've gotten on Facebook and seen, like someone shouting out someone else on the Facebook page. Like even if I'm not involved in that, it's just encouraging to see that because I know that we are cheering for each other, and it just like builds this atmosphere of positivity. And like Kristen said about how Julie was always on Instagram, it was always positive. It was always like she just brings such a high energy to everything that she does. And that's what I wanted to offer to other people. I wanted to be able to reach other people in the same way. So these team pages really help with that. And then, like I said before, like the resource of that team page, there is trainings, there are meal plans, there are videos on growing as a coach, there are videos on how to send it, like craft an invite, how to grow your following, how to find new connections, how to make a meal plan. Like you could find anything you need in that team page. And then our smaller team pages as well. So Julie's is kind of the umbrella team, right? And then under that are the smaller team pages where you can go for more specific questions or more specific encouragement. Or if you're maybe not ready to share in the big team page, you've also got your smaller team page as well. And then, that high energy is 100% contagious. Like when Julie, or especially when Paige gets on Live Free and she's like fired up about something, it just lights a fire under me. It really does. Cause I'm just like, dude, if she can, have an infant and be this positive, then I can have an infant and be this positive or whatever it is. And then practically the way that we kind of encourage each other and stay connected with each other is through weekly team calls. So for Julie's team for Live Free Dynasty, it's on Monday nights. I'm still working out a schedule for me and my team. I know that Callie's team, we're going to start doing like action hours on Thursday nights. Like there are times throughout the week to get on with not just random coaches, but with people that are on the same team as you. And then the bonus too is part of Beachbody's like coaching business structure is that as the team increases, like as the team builds momentum, you personally build momentum. And so it's not just an individual business, it is a team effort. And that's really one of the biggest things for me was just having this community of people who, don't just have the same likes as me, but are actually working towards something together. And really, I mean, that was like that's the number one thing that I talk about when people ask me why I'm coaching. I'm like, well, because I've got built-in friends and we also have the same goals.
Yeah, so community if you get anything out of coaching, you're going to get in really great shape and you're going to find some of the best friends that you could ever have. And so that to me is worth it in and of itself. But let's talk about money, because this is a business. This is a job, you guys. I think about the Proverbs 31 woman. She worked hard. Like, she was an entrepreneur, and she was not scared to work hard and have an earning come in for that. And so this is a job. If you treat it like a job, it'll pay like a job. And that might not happen overnight. And I'll kind of get a little bit more into that in a second, but we want to get paid, right? We want this opportunity to bless our family so that we can then go bless other people, and we can help other people start on this journey or have transformations. Like, we want to make money, but it's not our main goal. But as a business, you have to be, in tune with all of the business strategy and income. And before I even get into these ways that we can earn income, our compensation plan is 100% like viewable on Google. You can Google it. There's no shadiness or weirdness about it. Our company is actually becoming a publicly traded company this month, which is huge and incredible. So first way, it's not really a way you earn money, but it's a way you save money, I guess. You'll get a 25% discount on all products and programs that you purchase for yourself. So you save a little bit of money, you get, $30 off of your shakes each month, which is huge. And then the second way is commissions. And this is kind of how you'll earn the money in the beginning. Your paycheck, your first few months is probably going to be coming from mostly your commissions. And that is because you're obviously getting people set up with home workouts and, the products and programs, our total solution. You're getting people set up and you earn a commission. It's usually 25 to 45%, depending on which package or bundle. We have tons of different things that you can set people up with. But once you get people started on their health and fitness journey based on their goals, you will earn a commission from that. And I saw this on, I think it was Instagram or something. And someone was talking about we don't second guess the people at Target who are making a paycheck by bagging up your stuff. But people are so quick to kind of be like, oh, I don't want to, somebody's on Instagram running a business. It seems kind of icky, but it's not. It's not. It's just not. And I think as a whole, as a society, we're kind of getting over that, which I'm so thankful for. So the next way is team cycle bonus. So kind of like Noelle was just talking about with the community, as your team begins to grow, you build momentum together, you're going for goals together. And that is when you start to see the income potential for this business. And this is where the majority of your income will come from down the road as you begin to form your own team of coaches and you invite other ladies to come alongside of you and join your team as health coaches. And if you think about it, when if you guys all on this call become coaches, then you invite other people to become coaches, and the impact begins to grow and grow and grow. And more women are having their lives changed and transformed. And then they feel like, oh, wow, and this was true for me, my life was changed and I wanted to pay that forward. I wanted to help other women the way that I had been helped. And because of that, it just expands. And so our compensation plan, the business and income strategy, again, it's all public knowledge. You can look it up, but there is a framework. And as your team begins to grow and you begin building momentum and you begin growing your team, that impact expands and your income will grow. That is not to say that people who start after you or are somewhere down below you in the business framework can't surpass you. They absolutely can. Julie, my coach, she's currently in the top 10 of our network, and her coach that she started with doesn't even coach anymore. So there's nothing that says that you can't reach the top depending on the people above you. You totally can. And with hard work and effort, it is 100% possible. Anybody can do it. So I'm not going to go into too much more detail with team cycle bonus because it can get a little bit confusing with business strategy. But disclaimer, this is not a get rich quick business. If it was, I would tell you to run. That would be such a scam, and nothing good in life comes easy. You have to put in some work to, it's kind of like you cultivate and then the harvest comes later. It takes work. And so you can be very successful in this business within a year or two. It's totally possible. We've seen it happen several times with women in our team and other teams in the network. but this is not something that happens overnight. You do have to put in hard work. You do have to be consistent, and you do have to have a longevity mindset. We had a training this past week, and the girl on the call, very successful coach, and she was talking about how she was going to be here till she was 99, that this was what the Lord had called her to, and unless something like that changed, that this was her plan, and she had that longevity mindset. And so with coaching, that's what we want, and you can find success in a year or 2 or 3 or however long. And then the last way down here, again, it's not technically an income, but you can earn incentive trips. And so by helping women or men or whoever your people are get started on their health and fitness journey each month, if you help 3 to 5 women get started, you can get a trip paid for, completely paid for, plus you get to take someone with you. And the trips are usually somewhere tropical, about 4 days, all inclusive resorts. I think Noelle and Mo, I think y'all are planning on going on the trip in the spring. So we are hoping, it's been canceled the past 2 years, which has been such a bummer, but in the spring, we're hoping to go to Punta Cana. You ladies could all come with us. So come on, let's go. Get your bathing suits. I'm excited. And it's a vacation. You get to bring someone with you. It's completely paid for if you earn it completely. And then you just have to get there. You just have to get to the spot. And once you get there, everything is included and paid for. And there's super trainers there, people who are, from Beachbody, and then also just the coaching network and all the people that you're building these relationships with and growing your team with that have become like sisters to you. You get to go on vacation with them, and you get to bring your husband or your best friend or your sister or whoever. And I'm just so excited to go in the spring. But that is how you can earn an income. And yeah.
Okay, and then real life friends, guys, we don't just talk to each other through a screen all the time, I promise you. That is the main way that we're communicating, because it's so cool how widespread our team actually is. Like, Noelle actually is only about an hour from me, which is awesome. And we've been able to hang out in person, and it's been so fun. But Kristen is all the way down in Mississippi. I'm actually about to make a huge move to Alabama. So it's crazy that like we can all still stay on the same page, stay connected, and still be real life friends, like through this community that we call coaching. And some of these pictures are from, I believe, the Summit one. It's like the annual event that Beachbody has for all Beachbody coaches before COVID. And these are just some of our top ladies in the business who, I think this is probably like one of the first times they all got together in person and met each other in person. And like, just look at the smiles. Like, you think that they literally knew each other for years and years and years. But I'm so excited. We are actually all, well, as many as possible from Live Free, Julie's team, we're all getting together in Nashville next month. And it'll literally be my first time meeting pretty much everybody in person. And it literally feels like I'm about to meet like 100 of my best friends. Like, it's so crazy and so cool how just like-minded women coming together, focusing first of all on kingdom work, again, like keeping that as the mission, keeping that as the forefront. But two, like being like-minded in what we're passionate about and what we're chasing, like how closely knit that can bring you together with people. And Noelle has been a sweet friend. Like I said, I've been able to see in person, would have never met her if it hadn't been for coaching. I have another sweet friend who lives in Winston-Salem. She's been able to come up and visit me once, and we've hung out in person. We probably talk about every day. She's my, like, I call her like my purpose pal or my purpose partner. Like, we just cheer each other on in this business and run together like every day. And we're in the same season of life. We both have toddlers. Like, it's just so cool to be able to like connect with people on that level. And then another, like, I don't know how this like isn't orchestrated from the Lord. Like, it's just been so perfect. But my coach Callie, she's in these pictures. It's hard to point her out, but like I said, I followed her on Instagram for about a year. Yep, there she is. And I was just drawn to her for some reason. I was like, I feel like I'm like very similar to her. Like I said, we both were kind of in this, like that same season of life. She was sleep training her son. I really needed to sleep train my daughter because I was exhausted, like just connecting on like the most random things. And fast forward a year later, she becomes my coach. We talk almost every day, just me learning about the business and diving in. Um, and then we both in the past year have walked through 2 miscarriages together. And I had no idea like what that was going to be like. And having her to be able to FaceTime to ask these really hard, raw questions about like what I'm walking through, like I literally would have had nobody else to reach out to because I wasn't as close or connected or on the same page with anybody else. And still to this day, like we talk constantly, and it's mainly about grief and mainly about navigating life after grief. And like I'm just so blessed and thankful to have a relationship like her and like these women, because like we've said over and over and over again, like it's all kingdom work. Like if coaching just disappeared, these girls would still be some of my best friends and still be some of like my close knit community. And I just like can't rave enough how how thankful I am for this group. So you will meet some real life friends through this business, if you're willing to just get out there and meet some of us.
Absolutely, yes, and I can't echo. I mean, I just kind of want to say ditto. Like everything that you just said is how I feel, and um, I just I can't even top how you said it. Like that's a great way to describe it. So let's talk kind of on the opposite end. So like worst case scenario, you get in the best shape of your life. You have such a higher level of accountability as a coach because you have people that are looking up to you. You have people, whether they're a coach under you or a client under you, that are you are their example. Like they want to see, okay, is so and so holding to their commitment. So like for me, I can say on multiple occasions there have been days where I have not wanted to work out. There have been days where I just wanted to stuff my face with ice cream, but I have to hold myself to a higher standard because I'm holding them to that high standard. And I have to be able to say, this is what I asked of you guys. And look, I've already done it. You know, like it is possible. You can do it. And I'm here to encourage you every step of the way. So you can see these pictures here. Obviously, Mo here is on the left. I believe, I actually don't know. Mo, let me know. I don't know how much time is in between these two pictures. Do you know?
I'm trying to think. I want to say like 6 months. Yeah. So
Okay.
the
Yep. Yep.
the one on the left, I literally was just doing YouTube workouts. That was one of my first like before pictures postpartum. And then the photo on the right is like 2 months or 3 months into Beachbody workouts. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's awesome. I can't get over your biceps here. But the second picture here is actually Julie. So when we talk about Live Free Dynasty, she is the founder of Live Free. The first picture is right after she had her, not right after, but it's shortly after she had her son. The second picture is kind of when she felt like she was back to her strength. And I think it was like very shortly after this after picture was taken that she got pregnant again. So she kind of talks about that. We've got Rachel here. This was same thing. She was kind of just doing her own thing and then started working out consistently and built all of this tone and muscle. And then on the right here is Callie. We talked about her tonight too. She is the leader of Tidal Joy. And this was again shortly after she had Carson, and then postpartum when she felt like she was strong again and like had built up that strength again. So honestly, worst case scenario, if you decide to sign up as a coach, you're going to get in really good shape because you're going to have that added layer of accountability. It's not just about checking in with someone else or someone checking in with you. It's about having a whole group of people that are looking to you as their example. So we say worst case, but really there is no worst case. And then Kristen here is going to go over kind of what's next.
Yes. So this is the exciting part, because if you have been, like I said, if you've been thinking about this or God has kind of put this on your heart, this is the time to take action. And obviously, prayerful action. But next steps, like what do we do from here? So if you personally already have access to the workouts and you signed up with our total solution, which we call a challenge pack, then you literally get to start coaching for free. Your coach sign up fee is totally waived, and you get to sign up for free as a coach. How cool is that you get to open your own personal business for free? If you don't have access to our workouts or nutrition or anything like that yet, all you have to do to start your business is invest in your health and get started with our workouts and nutrition. And you can chat with the person that invited you on this call or who sent you this recording, and they will tell you exactly how to do that and get you set up right. So you only have to invest in your own health, which is so cool. And that's what we love about this business is we're on a journey ourselves and we're inviting people to come do it with us. So we have to be, pouring into our own journey first. And that's super sweet. So talk to the person that got you on this call, figure out exactly what you need to do to get started. And then 30 days from when you sign up, you will start getting a $15 to $16 business service fee. And this fee is a monthly fee. And this basically covers the cost of customer support and services. Like, you're not required to stash a bulk stash of protein in your garage and like sell a certain amount each month. Like, praise the Lord, that is not what we are all about. So that fee covers that kind of customer service cost, as well as your business center being opened and the resources and all of that you have is covered as well. So corporate kind of covers all of that with that $15 to $16 monthly fee. And then also, if you're military, if you're active duty military or a spouse, then you can get that business service fee completely waived. So I'm a military spouse and I don't have to pay that $15 to $16 monthly fee. I literally get the discount, and I opened my business for free. And it's just, I'm so thankful for that blessing and how our company honors the active duty military. Also, we don't require any monthly quota. Our company as a whole does not require that. So you don't have to meet a certain, sell a certain amount of product or whatever each month. Obviously, as a team, we really collaborate together. We set goals each month. We try to push towards those and encourage each other along the way, but it's not a requirement. And then also, if you decide this isn't for you, you can cancel at any point in time. There's no cancellation fee, which is also another blessing, because I do know a lot of companies do have a fee if you decide to cancel, but you can literally cancel anytime, no cancellation fee, and obviously no hard feelings either. Like, we know that this is for people, certain seasons of life, and the Lord really has to put this on your heart. So just a last word of encouragement. If you feel like the Lord has put this on your heart, I just encourage you to put your blinders on. And if you have a little bit of fear, or you're nervous, or you don't really know what you're doing, welcome to the club. That was all of us, but you are not going to be thrown in the deep end. Like, you're going to jump in with us. We're going to come right alongside of you and mentor you every step of the way, become best friends, and it's going to be super fun. So does anybody have anything they want to add, Mo or Noelle, or do y'all want to go into questions?
We are actually about to get cut off. So if you do have questions, please feel free to reach out to the person who invited you here. I am so thankful for you guys for jumping on. Mo and Kristen, thank you for helping me go over all of these slides. And then, just like Kristen said, I mean, if you are even at all feeling the slightest tug, reach out, let us chat with you. We can answer any questions you have. And then